Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. This is going to be a pickups video like it says in the title. I was hoping this one would be a little bit shorter, but I had a lot to talk about in this one with certain games. So you guys know how it is. Let's get right into it. Alright, so first game I want to show you guys is Winback Covert Operations. This game originally came out on the N64, and I almost attempted to play it back then, but it was just like, I didn't want to mess with it because of the controller. N64 controller for a stealth game, like I just didn't want to mess with it really. And this one's like a cover and fire type game, so I definitely didn't want to mess with the N64 controller for it. N64 controller is more for like games like Star Fox or Zelda, at least for me it was. So when this game was ported to PS2, I said, yeah, I'll try it out. Now I finally picked it up, and it definitely feels like a cover and fire type game. Similar games, I would say, like maybe like what's that game called? Kill Switch, maybe. I think it's Kill Switch, but the controls are not the same. But anyways, you're a team. You deal with a terrorist attack, something with a satellite, if I remember right, and it's actually pretty cool. It's nice to see what Koei was doing before they started doing the Dynasty Warriors type games. You know, they were trying out all kind of different IPs, and I'm not gonna say this one didn't work. Maybe if more people knew about it, you know, it'd be more popular, or maybe it just wasn't good enough. I'm not really sure, but it's definitely something that sparked my interest. So decided to pick up the sequel, Winback 2. Now, I remember watching a review of this on I think it was G4 TV years ago, and the problem that this game has, and I noticed it as well, is that the characters all play the same. You know, there's no really difference between them. You go through different sections of the game, and you think the character plays different. No, they play exactly the same. They move the same, they shoot the same, everything's the same. So, I want to say that, though I do like the game, it is more simplistic than the first game, unfortunately. It does have that cool Canadian voice acting that I love, so that was a point up for it. But other than that, I don't really know what to say about it. But I did find a reason I like the game. Maybe you guys will too. It's just messed up that the cinematics in this game, like you see in the intro screen, you can't do any of that in the game. Your character's just like very still, and it's just real. I don't know, it's just they move like a robot pretty much, and you know, they move like a robot in the first game too, but this one, it's just like, when you see that cinematic, you expect the game to play like that. It plays nothing like that, unfortunately. Being a fan of the NBA Jam series, you guys know I had to pick up Showtime.
This is the NBA on NBC.
Every time I heard that intro, every Saturday morning and Sunday morning when I was a kid, I used to get so pumped up. The NBA on NBC was a great time. And it was really, I don't want to say it was my introduction to basketball because I was introduced way earlier than that, but I started becoming a real fan during that time. You know, when Jordan came back and everything like that, it was just like, dude, like, it was a great time. But anyways, going into this game, you know, NBA Jam Series kind of fell off, and it kind of fell off when Acclaim pretty much stole it. Well, they didn't steal the name; they won it through court. So Midway had to use a different name for their NBA Jam games, which really ended up being the more dedicated ones, I would say. But anyways, going into that, Showtime continued the trend of NBA Jam pretty much. They added extra features and stuff like that. I believe this was the first game to go into full 3D in a way. So still very cool games, arcade fun. You play NBA Jam, you know what to expect here. The game feels a bit easy when it comes to offense. I was like shooting like the ball at half court and it was still going in. So the way you win this game against your opponent usually is with defense. So you have to like hit them hard and, you know, steal the ball and do that kind of stuff. Because other than that, if you just go back and forth, everybody will make a shot, it seems. But anyways, guys, definitely pick this game up if you like NBA Jam. It really goes back to the old school of the series.
They need to get something going here. Anything can happen. No good. Taylor. Alley-oop. What a turn of events. The momentum has shifted. The Los Angeles Lakers have defeated the Los Angeles Clippers.
So Jurassic Park, the game, this is like a Telltale venture. Well, it is a Telltale game. You know some of their games like Back to the Future. Walking Dead is probably one of their more popular ones. That's the one that put them on the map. But before that, they had Jurassic Park. And this one was actually a lot of fun. I remember me and my friends played this. And we thought the game was great because it had the quick time events. That's when quick time events they weren't too beat up at that point. You know, like God of War really introduced us to them. And then like after that, games started wearing them out. But they really fit this game, and some of the death scenes are hilarious. And if you don't, like, there's certain segments in the game where you have to choose, like, different things to do. If you don't choose the right thing, you know, you'll either be in a harder situation or you'll end up getting killed or whatnot. So it's pretty funny stuff, but it's actually a really good game, good story. If you're a fan of Jurassic Park, definitely something you want to pick up. The PS3 version, which I originally played, only came out as digital. So just have that physical copy. It's only available on the 360, so I went ahead and picked that up.
Dr. Sorkin.
I'm here. What's happening?
Forget it. There's nothing you can do anyway.
Are you sure? Tell me what's happening.
Signing off.
Go on. Get out of here.
To hell with this! Come on!
Dios mío, they open doors. Damn it!
I randomly picked up Street Skater 2 because I always wanted to try this one out, but I never did. It pretty much plays like a simplistic arcade street skating game, I guess. You're racing against the clock, and you pretty much have to do tricks to get your points up, and that's all there is to it, really. You know, you have a plethora of tricks, pretty much, and you can switch between different characters, which is nice. But it's just like, it would have been cool if you were racing against other opponents. You know, that would have made it more entertaining instead of just going against the clock. But it's still a solid game, has a good 90s soundtrack, and it might be something you guys want to check out. So I've kind of been on a racing game kick over the last few months, and TNN Motorsports Hardcore 4x4 is a game where you race in trucks and wide roads, pretty much. Like you race through the mountains, even through swamps and stuff like that, icy roads. It's pretty insane, and it feels like a racing game where you pretty much go mudding, pretty much. It's hilarious, but I don't know if anybody's played this game before, but let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. It seemed like fun to me, so I went ahead and picked it up. So you guys know I've been trying to get the Major League Slugfest games, and I've been kind of grading them as I go through them, which one is the better game. I really feel like Slugfest Loaded is the best one. That's the one with Sammy Sosa on the cover, and this is like Sammy Sosa how he used to look, not how he looks today. But because some people don't recognize him, that's why I mentioned that. But seems like an awesome game. I really think this is the best one. But you guys let me know your opinion about these games if you played them.
High hopper right side. And Matheny has himself a base hit. One out, one on.
Boy, the manager is going to have some words with him about that.
With the bottom of the second coming up, the Cubs lead by 4. Tonight on Inside Celebrity, are you tired of this same old overhyped celebrity gossip? Then don't miss our top 10 countdown of
I only picked up a hard-hitting tennis because it had the Atlas logo on it. You know, I thought this might be some cool-ass game. And it's, if you like tennis, you know, it might be up your alley. I thought it was all right, but I'm not really a big tennis guy. You know, I played the Mario tennis games, and those are actually fun. But other than that, I usually don't really play tennis games. But I'm going to play this a little bit more and see if I start to like it. But anyways, this is just one game I got because of the Atlas only. No other reason.
15 all.
If he doesn't move forward, he'll be in trouble.
So I recently got Dragon Quest XI, and I've played the series before, of course. I remember playing Hand of the Heavenly Ride on the DS system. I got a good portion away through Dragon Quest VIII, but I don't know, I just fell off from it. Then Dragon Quest IX I played briefly and just fell off from them. But this one, everyone's telling me, is a bit different from the rest. They say it's the best one, and maybe it'll hold my attention. I don't know. But I'm going to try it out. I'm happy to play it finally, and hopefully it'll live up to what people are saying about it. My buddy Joel did a video on it, and he was pretty much ecstatic about it. So hopefully he's right about it, but we'll see how it goes. But if anybody in the comments has played this game, let me know what I have to look forward to in this game. I mean, I feel bad that I didn't finish any of the other games. I mean, the one I came close to finishing was, I think it was actually the DS one, Hand of the Heavenly Bride, but I don't know, man. Hopefully this one pulls my attention. Let me know. Dead Rising, Chop Till You Drop. I've always wanted to like this game, and one of the main reasons I didn't like it was because you couldn't use a classic controller. But going back to it now, it's actually a pretty good attempt at porting a good game on the Wii. I always thought that they should have actually ported this game to the PS3 at the time it came out. But anyways, it does a fairly decent job, I would say, of bringing the Dead Rising world to the Wii. One thing I was really impressed with was the opening cinematic that was all included, and though it took away some things, it's still a pretty solid game if you get used to the controller. I've never been one of those folks that like wanted to use the Wii remote as a main controller. It's too gimmicky for me. But let me know what you guys think about this one. Need a ride, old chap? Well, look no farther than London Taxi Rush Hour. So this game, it mimics the formula of Crazy Taxi. If you guys haven't played Crazy Taxi, where the heck have you been? You go around town delivering people to their destinations. And the funny thing about this game, if your car is too dirty, the people won't want to catch a ride with you. So you have to make sure your car is clean at all times. It actually plays decent, but the game it has a bit unpolished. It could have been actually what I would say a decent game, but it kind of like didn't meet that criteria, I would say. You guys have to judge for yourself. But I found a way to like it. You know, I think it's a good a decent knockoff of a good game. That's all I can really say about it. My buddy Kyle hooked me up with this game called Get Even. Now, I don't know too much about this game, but it is a first-person shooter, and it's like you have to do detective work and find out what's going on. So basically, you lost your memory. The only thing you can remember is that you have to rescue a girl, and she has a bomb strapped to her chest, and it gets pretty crazy from that point on. So as soon as the game starts, you have to really try to figure things out, and you use your camera phone to kind of go through clues and look at evidence and all that good stuff. It's an intense game. It's very, what I want to call I don't want to say it's unnerving, but it's just it really keeps you on the edge because you're trying to figure out what's going on. You want to rescue this girl, and it's just really intense. But if you guys have played this game, let me know. And I also want to put it out there too, is that a lot of games get physical releases in PAL territories. You guys should keep your eye out on that because there's so many games being released in the UK that is not released over here, and people don't know that they have physical releases, where over here in America we only get them as digital releases. But Get Even, games in English, of course. Check this one out if you like the footage you're seeing here.
My gun.
Consider it security, Mr. Black. A token of trust.
How can I trust you when you knock me out and put this thing on my head?
Also got a combo pack of Street Fighter X Tekken and Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. Now I'm showing you Street Fighter X Tekken. I really wanted to like this game back in the day. It was a mess, kinda, in a way. And also that whole thing with the characters being on a disc and you have to pay to unlock them. That's pretty messed up of Capcom, but still, it's a solid game. I think if you see it now, you should definitely check it out if you find it on the cheap.
Get back down now!
Biohazard Code Veronica Complete. This is somewhat our version of Resident Evil Code Veronica X, which has added cutscenes. This one has the exclusive battle mode, which is pretty cool. I actually played this game briefly. Well, I actually played it a lot when I was in Korea. I thought I had a real version of the game. It was actually a pirated version of the game, but they made it look really real. But I remember playing through this, and I was really enjoying it because it hadn't came out in America yet. So all I could play with the upgraded scenes and everything was this version here, and I went through the game, and I thought it was amazing. Now, when it comes to this game, I do prefer the story of Wesker kind of getting slapped around during that one cutscene instead of that Superman Matrix they added to this version. But still, overall, a really good game. I think this is one of the best Resident Evil Biohazard games out there. It's the last one, I want to say, traditional old school Resident Evil game we got. You could probably say it differently with the Outbreak games, but definitely something that's a gem. I mean, I didn't think this game needs to be remade at all, but Capcom is talking about it. They did kind of skip over to work on Resident Evil 4 for some weird reason, but I don't know. But anyways, definitely check this one out if you already haven't.
You're coming with me.
Chris!
Wesker. Chris, since you're one of my best men, I'll let you handle this.
Whoa, what power!
So I showed you the original version and the new version of that scene. I always felt that the original scene was more powerful because it shows how strong Alexia is. Where the new version, they kind of shifted their focus to Wesker, you know, being a badass. And I didn't really like that too much. But anyways, either one of those scenes is really well done. But like I said, I prefer the original. It makes it more dramatic. But let me know what you guys think of that scene. You know, which one do you think is better? Obviously, the new version is better because it's HD. But just if the new one was done upgraded, I think that would be the better scene. Now here is Xenogears 2.0. I believe this is a fan translation. It pretty much puts the Japanese audio in the game with the English subtitles. I'm not sure if any of the text has been fixed. I didn't really notice anything like bad with the English version of the text, but some people might notice something. So this is a fan translation, and it's pretty cool to have. Xenogears, if you haven't played this game, it's one of the top RPGs of all time, in my opinion. I know it got a little bit rough around the second disc. They ran out of time to develop the game, but still, it's just well done, and it's an awesome game, and you must play this if you need to play an RPG. So this is a fan translation, so you would have to play this on a modded system in order to play it. But a good thing is, if you are able to play it, if you have old saves for the game, they also work on this version, so you can start off where you left off at.
Ha! Ha! Hey! Ha! Sick!
Sorry!
Next up, we have Napple Tale. This is a English translated version of the game because it only came out in Japan back in 2000. I thought it was going to come out to America for Dreamcast, but it unfortunately fell through, maybe because of the Dreamcast failure or whatnot. I'm not really sure. Maybe it was never intended to come out to America. But the only way I could describe this game is like, I want to say the Wizard of Oz pretty much. I mean, if you like the Wizard of Oz, you'll probably like this game because it has the same kind of like story in a way. There's a real world and then there's a dream world. And I'll leave it at that because I don't know much about the game as of yet, but I am happy that it got an English translation. It shows that people still care about a lot of these games for the Dreamcast and other systems, that they're giving them fan translations. So if you have a way to play this, you might want to check it out. Alright, so here's Gunvolt Burst and Mighty Gunvolt Burst. These are considered like Mega Man type games. They're pretty cool. If you guys seen me, you've seen like some of the Gunvolt games I played on the channel in the past. These are 8-bit versions of those games, and they're pretty fun. This game comes with all the DLC characters on the disc, which is really nice, so you can switch between characters, and they all have their own little mini story or whatnot, if you care about it or not. But at the end of each level, you fight a boss, and the bosses are kind of like gimmicky and everything like that. They're actually pretty fun to figure out their patterns and everything like that. But throughout the missions, you'll collect like candy and food type items, and then that'll help heal you in case you need it later in the game. I actually use a lot of it during the bosses. But a really cool game. I love the indie crates decided to make these games because they just really do a good job. You can see that they have a lot of fun making these, and it just like, man, it just takes me back to the old 8-bit days of like if something like this was able to come out on a Nintendo, which it would not have been, but still it shows that the spirit is still there, that a lot of people love these type of games. Alright, next up we have Crimson Tears. I don't know why, but over the years I just passed this game up, and I think I feel it's because it was made by the same creators of Air Guys. If you don't know what Air Guys is, yeah, I totally understand. It was a game made by a company called Dream Factory, which made this game, and it consisted of trying to bridge the storyline between Air Guys and Tekken. It's really weird to get into it, but it's an arena fighting game. It's very weird controls, but it's actually kind of fun. Air Guys had a quest mode called the Forsaken Dungeon, and I feel that's what kind of like Crimson Tears is based off of, at least when it comes to gameplay, not story. So if you ever played that, then you know what to expect here, but I would say it's somewhat refined. Now, I'm not really into dungeon crawlers, but this one's actually pretty fun. As long as they keep the story going, like, you know, you get cutscenes and kind of like really just heavily story driven, I would say I could enjoy a dungeon crawler like this. But if there's like not really any story cutscenes, it kind of gets repetitive, I would say. I'm not saying that this is like that or anything, but that's how I feel about dungeon crawler beat 'em ups or whatever you want to call them. But anyways, finally happy to have this in the collection. I had no idea that it jumped in price. I was lucky that I got it on the cheap. But for some reason, yeah, it hopped up. But anyways, if you like what you're seeing here, it might be something you want to pick up. The story goes off of these 3 characters on the cover. Their homeland got destroyed, and they're after the person who did it. They look human, but they're actually not. They're kind of like, what they want to say, bioengineered cyborgs. Or I don't know what the hell they are yet. But anyways, guys, check this one out. Alright everyone, so that's going to do it for this video. Sorry it was a bit longer. I wanted this one to be short, but I had to get all these games in there. So anyways guys, I have another pickups video coming pretty soon. That one's going to be pretty massive. But anyways guys, that's all I got for you. Radical Reggie, and I will see you all later.